How's everyone? Great to have you join us. For those I haven't met yet, my name is Dinesh De Silva. I'm the founder and CEO of NetStripes. Now, this is an exclusive webinar for members of the FBAA. I know a lot of you have attended our webinars before, and quite a few of you are NetStripes clients as well. So big welcome and thank you for that. However, if you are new to our webinars, delighted to have you join us today. We have a lot to cover as usual and quite a few practical examples. There are some blogs that we have written on AI as well that we're going to share with you, so you have some things to take back with you. Now, go to the blog, go to the chat and introduce yourselves. I probably won't get a chance to go to the chat to see any questions you ask. So if you are asking me questions, go to the Q&A. The Q&A is at the bottom there. Go to that and ask the questions in the Q&A, and I'll come to those. Sometimes I may have to come to the questions at the end, but I will not miss any. So let me now share my screen and get to the presentation. I want to run this as an interactive session. So if you have any questions, please ask me. Now, helping me, as always, we have a team that helps in setting up the Zooms and make sure the webinars are running well. And today we have Jen and Rosa, one of my colleagues helping me. Jen is the conduit to anyone you want to contact at NetStripes. So if you want to speak to me or any of our subject matter experts, Jen is the person who can help you to get to them. So if you want to get some AI related integrations onto your website, if you want to speak to a Google Ads subject matter expert, if you want to speak to a Facebook or Instagram subject matter expert, talk to Jen and she can help you with it. Let me now share my screen. Right. So this is what we're doing today, the secrets of powering your business with AI and in 2024 and beyond, of course. I'll be going through some examples, showing you a lot of practical stuff as well during the session. I've introduced myself. If you haven't met me or connected with me on LinkedIn, please go to LinkedIn. We can connect. It'd be great to put a face to your name. Look, I'm going to get started with this video of Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook CEO and chairman, if I'm not wrong. Have a listen. Loading, taking its time, isn't it? I know it's working because we've tested it.
I think we're going to live in a world where there are going to be hundreds of millions and billions of different AI agents, eventually probably more AI agents than there are people in the world. A lot of what we're focused on is giving every creator and every small business.
Can everybody hear the sound? Hands up if you can hear the sound. Good, good, good. Thank you.
The ability to create AI agents for themselves, making it so that every person on our platforms can create their own AI agents that they want to interact with. And if you think about it, these are just huge spaces, right? So there are hundreds of millions of small businesses in the world. And one of the things I think is really important is basically making it so with a relatively small amount of work, a business can basically, a few taps, stand up an AI agent for themselves that can do customer support, sales, communicate with all their people, all their customers.
What Mark is saying is that there are going to be millions of businesses, and each of us are going to have many AI agents doing work for us. Like businesses have employees who do repetitive work, a lot of this repetitive work can be done by AI agents. Now, does this mean that it's going to replace human beings? I don't think so. And I can tell you with my experience over the last 20-something years, seeing multiple waves of innovations and automations coming through, that what happens to human beings is we start doing more and more valuable work. The best example for this is, if you think about accounting and bookkeeping, bookkeeping was done on paper, was extremely manual, and we needed a lot of people doing our accounts. It was an absolutely menial task. Computers came over and it has automated a lot of that. Now, these AI agents are going to do just that. So what all of us as business people have to identify, what can we use AI agents? What can these AI agents do for us? Can they do telephone calls for us? Can they do customer service for us? Can they write information for us? Can they answer questions to our customers who ask difficult questions that even we can't answer, that are too technical for us? These are questions that we must ask and look at ways of automating our business using AI. I think it was fairly self-explanatory, and this video was more about us thinking of the possibilities. It's probably not something I want you to start doing tomorrow, because AI is still happening. And this revolution of AI is happening before we know. And sorry, without us knowing too much about it, because there's so much happening, we don't even know what's happening. Okay. And however, as they're being unraveled, we need to be informed and we need to be aware of what can we do in terms of applications for our businesses, so that we use these technologies to positively impact us as opposed to disrupt us. If you have any questions, please go to the Q&A, and I'm happy to do that, take that over. So this is what we are going to touch on today. Have a quick squeeze at that. Practical AI applications for business owners. That'll save you time and money. Of course, those chatbots will do that. AI agents will do that. What are the repetitive tasks you can automate? And that's about us identifying that. So have a read of this and we'll go through that. Okay. We have only 45 minutes or so at this session, really probably 50 minutes. Because of that, we've written a few blogs that will give you a bit more detail. Jen will share them with you. Go to the blogs and have a read of them. This covers generative AI as a whole. There are 5 valuable insights, how to understand AI and how you can use it. And we've covered the different AI tools. You've heard of all these different types of AI tools that are there, and I'll try to cover some of them today, but not all of them. We've also written this blog. By the way, this is hot off the press. It was published today. So as you can see, we go to great extents to think about what's going to be valuable for business owners. And then we go and write these blogs. NetStripes, when we about 5 years ago, we hired 2 journalists to work with NetStripes for content creation for socials, to write these blogs, etc. And delighted to say they're still with us, writing great content, helping our customers as well. They've grown, we've grown as a result of what we do here in terms of sharing knowledge. Again, these are digital trends for small businesses in 2025, and they're not just trends. These are practical things business people like yourselves can use. And there are pro tips and practical tips that you can do today. Go and read it. We published it a bit early for 2025 because we want you to be ready for 2025. All right. Who is NetStripe? So those who are new, simply we position entrepreneurs like yourselves to reach your business and personal goals. And how do you do that? By, you start a business to do that, but business is so hard. And the way really how you go about achieving your financial goals is firstly, you got to position your business as a leading brand in your industry. So when your ideal customer sees you online, on a website, on social media, they go, wow, I need to contact this company because you're positioned as a leader, as somebody they want to deal with. And we do this using a dynamic mix of online marketing, beautiful but high conversion websites, not just pretty websites, but these are websites written based on buyer behavior, based on buyer psychology, and of course, strategy. So that's what NetStripes do. And it's simply about helping you to catch that digital wave. And businesses who catch the digital wave, we know a lot of businesses make a killing because they grow transformationally. It's not incremental growth like 5 or 10% growth. You can achieve transformational growth. And a lot of our system works with multiple industry. It's industry agnostic, and so whichever industry you're from, it will work. So we've dealt with multiple, probably hundreds of mortgage brokers as well. So we understand your industry very well. Our vision has always been, from the time we started 10 years ago, was how can we empower a million businesses to accelerate your growth, but also to create millions of jobs across the world. And that's why we run these webinars, and we've been doing this for the last 10 years. We have events, and we don't charge for any of this service we provide. Thankfully for us, FBAA and these other organizations share our vision, and we're delighted, and I'm very grateful for that. All right, so we're here to discuss AI, but I want to talk about the multiple waves of disruptive technology revolutions we've seen. And when any of these technology revolutions happen, a lot of the time it happens without us knowing, and the rug is often pulled below our feet. And there's a reason for it. Now people have learned this, and they change faster, but we are fairly resistant to change. A lot of us get in denial. I know none of you will be in denial, because if you were in denial, you probably won't be here. But as you know, when people don't like technology, how many people didn't use a mobile phone when it first came? I had friends who are like big players in the finance industry who refused to use the mobile phone. That was many years ago. And, it was how think about it now, how stupid is it? But that's human nature, isn't it? So they're nice people. I love them. So we all know of ChatGPT. It's been, a phenomenon. I know many of you will be using it. Can I get a I'll be discussing ChatGPT, and further to that, if you have any questions, please ask, because that's why I'm here. Before this, we had the mobile technology, mobile revolution, as you know. That iPhone started in 2007, and it changed the way consumers bought products and services. It changed the way people lived. It changed the way people, relaxed, and it changed the way people got information and entertainment. And this was a massive revolution that also was so disruptive for multiple industries. And it was so disruptive, we thought industries that we never expected started dying. And here's Kodak. Kodak was actually one of those first companies even to invent the digital camera. but their management denied it because they had such a good business in print. And the guy at Kodak left the business because it was he was denied. And as the smartphone was invented, we know we had big brands. Before that, we had big brands like Nokia, we had BlackBerry. Remember Nokia? Remember BlackBerry? Don't even remember them now, right? And Nokia, as you saw was valued massively, 51 billion at that time in 2004. So that would have been worth probably half a trillion, probably, in today's valuations, because everything's skyrocketed. And all this happened because several decades before this, the internet changed everything. You'll probably remember the dot-com boom and dot-com bust, but the internet changed everything. It brought in new players into the market like Amazon and eBay and all these players we know. We started surfing the internet. We started getting information from the internet through Google and Netscape and Yahoo and Google after that. And you may remember Blockbuster. We'd go to Blockbuster and get these videos from Blockbuster, and they were doing so well. Netflix was a fledgling small business that was trying to do stuff. They couldn't operate. And in 2001, if I'm not wrong, Netflix went and offered that business to Blockbuster for $50 million. Blockbuster laughed at them. The Netflix owners, the founders, the two guys went to the headquarters of Blockbuster. I think it was in New York. They sat down. The guys laughed at them and said, "Are you kidding? We're going to pay you $50 million." And Netflix was really struggling at the time. They were struggling for survival, mere survival. And that's why they had to, suck up and go and meet their biggest competitor. And their biggest competitor laughed at them. But in 2010, they went bankrupt. So, and Netflix, when I last checked, was worth 5,000 times the $50 million that was offered. 5,000 times. Okay. And what happened to Blockbuster? They're not even, everybody's forgotten the brand. And all this happened because in the late 70s, early 80s, Intel did massive innovations with their microprocessors that they invented. And this is what drove everything. So the message, as you can see, is all of us must innovate. And the businesses don't innovate really over a period of time. They either die or they don't do too well. And you don't really achieve your potential. And so my first tip to all of you is, in this phase of change that we are seeing, our job is to understand the changes in customer behavior with the emergence of any technology that is coming across. So as you know, when the Intel microprocessor was introduced, the PC revolution started. And many years after that, the laptops came and the mobile computing revolution started. And then in 2007, the smartphone revolution started. And with every one of these changes, consumer behavior changed, buying behavior changed. So today we all know that people are going on their phones and they're researching us on Google before they buy products and services. Now, what's going to happen with AI? Are they going to Anthropic and ChatGPT and asking questions? The answer is yes, because we are getting leads already. And people are saying, I went to ChatGPT and asked this question, and we heard, and you guys were the one of 3 people that came. Each week, we are getting leads, because we check our Google Analytics, we can see leads coming from Anthropic, again, another AI tool like ChatGPT that I'll introduce. So the biggest change is this: human beings love. If I ask if I go to a room of say 200 people and I'll ask, who is for innovation? Everybody will raise their hand. Who is for innovation? Everybody raises their hand. But if you ask them, who wants to change? Human behavior is such, we are set in our ways and we don't want to change. And we are reluctant to change yet, but we have to act with speed. And what do we need to do when I say act with speed? Get the knowledge. So thank you for coming. You're getting the knowledge. Read those blogs. Again, this webinar will go onto YouTube. Watch it again and share it with your friends. Share our blogs with your friends. By the way, if you go to YouTube, please like our channel and like the videos you watch, because we haven't been able to get smart with the YouTube algorithm yet, and that's something we are trying to do. So your help is much appreciated. We haven't found the trick yet. So we're all right. You got to strategize. Again, we can help you with the strategy stuff because we are very good, and get the right help. And if you need any questions, that's why I said talk to Jen, talk to me, talk to anyone at NetStripe, so we can help. All right. So we are traditionalists. We love our ways. We're stuck in the ways, but don't be stuck in traditional ways of doing business, because everything is changing. I'm going to show you some examples of what I'm talking about, because we practice this stuff. So I want every one of you, I want you to go to the NetStripes website. So it's netstripes.com, not .com.au, netstripes.com. Once you go there, can you put your hand up that you're there? I'm going to show you something really cool. Once you're there, put your hand up. I want to see as many hands going up, because I'm going to show something super cool, something super cool. All right. I'm also going to use one of you as an example. So somebody who would like me to use your example, can you put your website name or the URL on the chat, please, so that I can use it? Anyone who's brave enough to put your website? Who's brave? Fabulous. Well done. Is it Rikan Branston? Rikan, thank you, Rikan. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Ladies and gentlemen, osfinpartners.com.au. Now, what I want you to do, everyone, go down a bit on our website. Okay, so you go to the NetStripes website. You're here. Go down there and you'll see get your free website analysis. So every one of you, go and click on it, and you'll come to NetStripes website review tool. Okay. Now go and put your URL in there. So in this case, I'm going to put Osfine Partners, but I need to put HTTPS as well. Okay, so I'm going to do that. Is that what I have to do? No, let me do this properly. Let me do this correctly here. I'm going here, learning it. Now I will go. Your URL, is it? I hope it's working. Is it working? Because that didn't work. Not secure. Maybe I have to use something else. All right, great. So now I'm going to copy that. mortgagepropertyalaki.com.au. I'm going here, and I'm going to cut and paste it in here. Okay. And I'm going to do a search. So what's going to happen is I want every one of you to go and do this search. This is a AI-led tool. It's not only AI. This is linked directly through what's called an API to the OpenAI API. And then what it does is it gives you a complete analysis of your website, right? So, and yeah, so it says, I apologize, there was an error in the link provided. And so then it goes and gives you what complete analysis of your website, okay? Now, if you want this to be, obviously it didn't do an analysis here, let me try again. Let's do this again. You know what it's like when you try to do a demo online, right? So it works perfectly, and then as you're doing it, it doesn't work. How many of you have done it? Can you go to the chat and tell me if you already did it and it worked for you? So there you go. So it tells you go and do that. And yes, done, it worked for me. Thank you, Raikon. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Hesty. So what happens is it does a complete review. Now here, if you fill out the form below and receive a detailed report. So if you go and give your name and last name, phone number, and email, and press submit, you will get a complete analysis and a complete report here. Now, what is the purpose of this? Right? The purpose is that this is an API that we have written to help our customers. Now, how does it help you? Of course, you can go and anybody can go and do let me get to where we were. Sorry, guys. So how does it help you? Any of our customers can go to our website and get a detailed analysis of their website. It'll tell you whether your caption is, if you have a caption, if you don't have a caption, it'll tell you what to do. It'll give you examples of how to improve your caption, your sub-caption. It'll tell you whether you need to use trust signals, and if your testimonials are not good enough, or you don't have a testimonial section. It'll, based on buyer site behavior, it'll give a complete analysis. Now, of course, this also uses other technologies, not just the AI technology that is connected to ChatGPT and OpenAI through that API I spoke about. It also uses workflow. It uses automation so that when you fill that form through that form, there's an automation that happens. You'll get an email, and of course, that email that you gave and your contact details will go into our CRM. Now, of course, each of you who are in this webinar, your details we already have. But if you're not in our CRM and we didn't have your details, that would be a valuable piece of, valuable contact for us that we wouldn't have otherwise got. So now, how do we use artificial intelligence like this to give your customers, most of you are finance brokers, to do analysis and do all types of services using ChatGPT and other types of AI. So I'm going to give you an example of what you can do. You're going to start with simple automations and to make your customers' life easier. But I'm also going to share I've got my screen here. I'm going to now ChatGPT to show you something. I first went to Westpac. And you can see, everybody can see the Westpac annual report. Hands up if you can see it. Yep, thank you. So I went to Westpac and I went and downloaded this annual report. So what did I say to download it? I said balance sheet of Westpac and PDF. So I went there, clicked on that, downloaded it. Then I went to ChatGPT And I said, I'll, I'll show you what I did here as well, by the way, on ChatGPT. I went and said, read and analyze. Let me make that bigger for you. I said, read and analyze the balance sheet of the annual report attached. This is that. Attached PDF. Please provide me with a detailed analysis of the financial stability of the business. So it went and told me the assets and liquidity nature of it. By the way, look at that PDF. It was a huge PDF of the entire annual report, but it went and studied the balance sheet and gave me the liquidity levels, loans and expected credit losses, the risk levels they have, liabilities and funding structure, equity position and capital adequacy. The capital adequacy rate is so important for banks, and it's talking about that, risks and overall financial stability. And then I said, looking at the above financial performance, please provide me with an accurate valuation per share. So then it goes and uses different models and gives me the valuation of the share. Now, I could have even said, give me the intrinsic value of the Westpac share, and it gives me a valuation of that. So then I go there and I check, what's the share value of Westpac? So now we got to work out, why does it look overpriced? Is this accurate pricing, or is it not an accurate pricing? Then we can go there and further study it. So I just use a example like that. So now, what are the type of prompts that you can use like this? And then you go to your website, and make sure somebody can come and say, get a free analysis, or get a free financial analysis, or something that is of value to your customers. As a result of you doing that, somebody will click on that, they'll come and get a valuable piece of analysis. And of course, this is only a summary there, but if they come and give the details, you get a really valuable report. And as you can see, all the different sections that a website should have: the hero section, the about us section, the services section, testimonials and reviews, call to action, contact information, footers, everything that must go in there is given there. So, ladies and gentlemen, go and try that, and also think, what can you do for your business to create those type of innovations? So that's just a prompt in ChatGPT that we have taken that prompt, and then we have created an API from our website into ChatGPT, and that delivers your customers' answers. So you could be a financial, you could have a page that gives all types of financial answers, all types of financial questions on your website as a financial expert. And that could be directly linked, because that happens because we have linked it to using an API to ChatGPT. So there are multiple other examples that you can use and do. So I'm going to now very quickly go through some other automations that can be done. So here are some easy automations. So this is not even using ChatGPT, but there are so many of us here. We don't use any automated calendar bookings. If you don't, get calendar bookings on your websites. Have online forms that you can capture valuable information of your customers that you need. These can be credit references. They could be, we have some wholesaling customers. When they get new retailers coming to them, they have a credit application, and that is on there. It could be online wills. We had, so many years ago, we had a lawyer who we helped to create what's called online wills, because to get a will was so difficult, and most busy people can't go to a lawyer during a weekday. And so these are only limited by your thinking. We helped an event registration company to go from 0 to $1 million in a little over 12 months using an event registration platform. CRM integration, you can integrate your website, if you get income from your website straight into Xero. If you want to create an online learning platform where your people can come and do courses on your website. So there are so many options that you can do. I won't go through all of them, but keep it simple and make sure that everything you do, every one of these automations are cost effective for you as a business owner. We use some of those automations in 2015. This is a product we created in 2015 for help this doctor to create a telehealth product that provided referrals. You know, when you go and see a specialist, you need to get referrals. You can come here and online get a referral for $19. If you get sick, and if you're working in the government or in a big corporation, you need to take a, have sick leave and you got to take a, sick note. And we did this online. You could book doctors. It's an amazing platform using those simple automations that I shared, including, of course, payment. Here's the lawyer we did the online wills for, and we did also help her to do a lot of conveyancing online. And this lady won lots of awards, and then she sold the business probably in about 4 years' time. This doctor sold this business in about 3 years' time for a big amount. And now that business is called Cocta. Here's a lady who ran a fitness business, whose business expanded during COVID, right? Every business in the fitness area nearly died during COVID. This lady went national during COVID because we helped to put calendars for all her training, and she could deliver the training through Zoom. She's based in Willoughby in Sydney. So earlier, everybody who came to a gym, which was in a garage, in a nice garage, mind you, that she had set up for women over 50. By the way, we did that strategy. Fit, fabulous women over 50. Earlier, she was doing it for everybody. The business didn't succeed. Then we created this strategy. It went off the roof. And after that, during COVID, we helped her to not only do it in Willoughby, but across the country. But not only to do the coaching she did, but to hire other coaches who did all types of stuff, including yoga and Pilates and all types of stuff, boxing, etc. Because other trainers they didn't have work, they were unemployed, and through this online calendar, people could select which one they wanted to do, make a payment. I think that's for a month or a week, I'm not sure, and they book for it. Can you see it says 8 spaces left, 8 unlimited spaces, 10 spaces left, etc. And so it even keeps track of stock. When she came to us, she was actually frustrated with her digital marketing, struggled for 2 to 3 years with poor income, and we helped her to strategize, of course, first and build a proper digital presence. It was much later that we helped. Now this business would have at least 10 times the original revenue when she came to us. And she's won nearly every award that she can win. And we helped her to create what's called a digital acceleration platform. And this digital acceleration happens based on 2 factors. And we got to recognize what these factors are if you want rapid automation, if you want acceleration. And for Sonia Ray of Sterling Fitness, we had to identify what of the external factors that she could use and what of the internal factors that she could use. And so these are, call them scale and ideas. And let me show you what we did for Sonia. So Sonia, because she found lots of people unemployed, was able to get staff on demand, not on a payroll, but based on the number of people she needed for the courses that got filled. And she was able to use crowd and community through social media, through different groups, social media groups, that we identified, and she didn't use any algorithms. She leveraged the assets. She leveraged the assets of her customers. So her customers had laptops, they'd install it in their homes, and through the laptops, through Zoom, she delivered the training. So she leveraged assets and she created engagement through crowd and community. The interface was her website and of course Zoom, and she did massive experimentation because nothing works the first time. You know, you got to keep experimenting until it works. And she used social technology. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, a really nice example of how a simple business that was struggling to get revenue, to get customers, can grow. First with strategy, tripled the revenue. Then with this type of acceleration, she's, at least 8 extra revenue. So look, everything starts with strategy. Okay, so if you want to understand automation or anything like that, book a session, go into the chat. Jen will put the link. You can go in there and book one of these sessions, and I can help you with identifying any of the strategies that will work for you. Okay. By the way, this book is fabulous. It talks about the future being faster than you think. I've learned a lot from that book and this other book as well. Both these books are great. This is Peter Diamandis. He got his inspiration by a guy called Arthur C. Clarke, who envisioned the satellite. He's in fact spoke about how people from New Zealand to New York will be talking on a phone in the 1950s. And Arthur C. Clarke was an Englishman who then later on migrated and lived in Sri Lanka. He happened to live in the next suburb to where I lived, and in the 70s, as a young kid, happened to know him through our parents, and I knew Arthur C. Clarke very well. So Arthur C. Clarke was lecturing, had done a guest lecture. Peter Diamandis is a well-known guy. People like Elon Musk and the Google guys all go to this fellow, and to really envision a lot of their businesses. And so these books are fabulous. Have a read of them. You can learn lots. Okay. So what are the AI tools that we can? So legal contracts. I'm going to give you examples. I don't have much time, so I'm going to go pretty fast. Okay. Social media posts. You guys know how to do this stuff. You can go to ChatGPT and create posts. Unfortunately, what happens is, if you don't do it right, you'll sound generic. And if you're generic, everybody's using ChatGPT. All the brokers sound the same. So you got to use strategy, and it is this strategy that will help you to differentiate yourselves. And I'll teach you how to use strategy so that all of you don't sound the same. Imagine that all of you if I know some of you are commercial brokers, but a majority would be residential brokers. Now, if everybody goes to ChatGPT and do the same stuff, you might get, your customers will see the same things being repeated. That's hopeless, okay? So I'll go through a few examples of how you can do this better. What's happening here? All right, so you can do all that. So now I'm going to this platform that NetStripes have created so that why did we create this platform? So that our customers do not have to have this issue where you go to ChatGPT and create a generic post. We want anybody who works with NetStripes to get posts that are absolutely differentiated. So let me show you how you do that. Now, where am I? There you go. By the way, first, if you go here, this is the NetStripes website. You go and click on here. You'll come into our NetStripes customer platform. Why is it taking time today? I have no idea. Maybe it's much faster. All right. Fill this, go and sign up here. give your details and sign up here. It'll take you to a login to our platform. Once you log in, it'll take you to a mini version of this. It won't have all these features, but because this is a paid version, but for all those who attend, who go and sign up there, just so that you can use it for the next 2 weeks or so, we'll give this entire facility free. Might be longer. If you need it, let us know. Okay. So let me show you how you do this. The first thing you do is you go and do your strategy. You go to digital blueprint. I have no idea why this is slow today. It's very fast normally. All right. And you go and, by the way, these are all fictitious data. You give your name, business name, etc. It'll ask you questions, okay? And then you go and give some customer data. You don't give, you don't have to give names or anything, but give some data. Based on the data you give, it'll make you think. And based on some of the customer data you give, right? By the way, this is all encrypted, so nobody sees this stuff, all right? And based on when you enter this stuff, it'll tell you exactly what to ask for. It'll tell you exactly what it needs. And when you give this data, you'll see patterns emerging, and based on those patterns, it'll ask you some questions. Based on those patterns, this is intelligent enough to work out your customer strategy, the type of markets you serve, etc. And then what happens is you go to the social media, right? You go to social media, much slower than it is normally, by the way. Hopefully it won't be slow for you when you go and do it. You can now go and do Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn post. Now, you think about this. It's very specific. It's got, because Facebook is for an older social market. Instagram is for between about 20 to 35. This is probably about 30 upwards. And this is a completely business working audience. Okay. So that's what we have to think of. And so if I go here and I click on it, based on the strategy I have given it, and by the way, these are posts that I have done before, and it has saved them. It says, I'm a mortgage broker in Sydney. I want to provide expert advice to those professional families looking for a service. I could say for a commercial loan, because it already knows I'm a mortgage broker in Sydney, right? And if I click here to generate, it'll go there and it'll go through this whole mechanism of going and checking with the AI and give us 5 posts. It won't just give me 5 posts. It'll also give me the hashtags, and it'll give me icons I can use. There are 5 posts for the next 5 days that you can use. So now you don't have to rethink everything. All you have to do is you can take this post and you can go to Hootsuite or something. Again, there's AI automation, and you can automate that these get posted, in those 3 platforms on a daily basis. You can schedule the post to go to Facebook, Instagram, etc., etc. However, even from Meta, you can post into Facebook and Instagram and schedule them as well. But if you want to do LinkedIn as well, then you've got to use something like Hootsuite. Okay. Now, in case you were not happy with this, you can click here to regenerate the post. Okay. Look at this. Are you a professional family looking to expand your business? Let me help you secure the perfect commercial loan tailored to your needs. Right? Commercial loan, Sydney. Right. So I said professional families. I should have said business owners, right? For business owners. Now, if I said business owners, it would have done it for business owners. And so you can, and the best part is you can save it. So you know exactly what you did, and you have a track, you can track everything you've done. And based on that, you can check the data as well. Similarly, you can go and create blogs. Okay, so you can press here. It's got all your data. And because it's got all your data, it'll create beautiful blogs. First, it'll create blog topics. Okay, so this goes when you, by the time, I don't know why it's not turning out. Maybe I know why, because I'm running a Zoom session and it's using a lot of my internet to deliver it, but I know it's still faster. So these are some of the blogs I have created, right? But to create a new blog, I go in here, I click on it, and you're an expert copywriter that educates readers and also influences reader towards our services. Please give us 8 blog topics. So it'll create a blog topic, and you can give an elevator pitch that is created through the blueprint in here, and it'll go and create it, and then it'll save it. And again, your work is so much easier. So guys, again, if you want access to this, all you have to do is if you have signed up, I'll get Jen to make sure you get access to that. Okay. That's about it, guys, but I want to show you some ChatGPT prompts very quickly. So like I said there, you got to go and act as a role. You can say you're an expert finance broker, you're an expert finance analyst. And then you can say, as an expert finance analyst, read this and give me your analysis. Like I showed you, I put a PDF in there and said, give me analysis. And then you can say, give it to me in a tabular form or report form, or in essay form, and it'll give you that format. And you can say, give it to me in a friendly tone, or give it to me in a professional tone, or give it to me in a formal tone. Okay. By the way, I might need about 5 more minutes, guys. So if somebody has to go, please do. But I might take 5 minutes to deliver everything. So here you go, guys. These are the different types of roles you can use on ChatGPT. You can say you're a financial analyst, read this report and give me your analysis, like I did. You can say you're a lawyer. In this case, I went and said, you're an expert at contracts law. I put in an NDA that was sent to us from a Japanese company to sign. And because they were an international firm, I wanted to make sure that our jurisdictions were in Australia and in New South Wales. And I wanted it to go and check out for different risks and then change it with its recommendations for what I wanted. It did that. I put our address and everything. I sent it back to the Japanese people. They liked it. I sent it to a lawyer just to get, once over done. Lawyer liked it. It saved me so much money because it saved the lawyer time. There you go, guys. That's how you do a legal contract. Okay. So task creation, you can write emails, of course, cover letters to a customer, NDA, as you saw, knowledge base for a chatbot. I did go and say, create a complete knowledge base for customers who ask questions around web-related issues. And it gave me a fantastic knowledge base. Now I can feed that knowledge base to a chatbot and have that chatbot on our website if needed. We don't need it, but if needed, we can do that. But I was doing a test. So as a result, your technical support is done as a result of that knowledge base, okay? I got this letter from the bank. I couldn't be bought. I normally would have sent it to one of our internal accountant to read it, and I would say, please have a read and tell me if there are any gotchas. I was about to do that. Then I put it to ChatGPT and I said, can you please read this and tell me whether it's got any gotchas, any contractual changes that I need to know? And it gave me a great analysis. Okay. So, by the way, this is the chatbot I spoke about. NetStripe's technical support chatbot knowledge base. All it did was you're an expert at website technical support, give me this. And it gave me that knowledge base. I then went today, I said, do an image with me happy in front of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And it did that for me. So I didn't quite think that looked like me. So I went back and I said, brilliant, please change it so that I don't have a beard and I have a black hair, less bushy eyebrows, and probably about 50 years old. And it came up with that. So I thought, I still have a beard. I don't have a beard and I don't look like that. So I did this. Update it to make sure you have zero facial hair. I thought it didn't know what a beard was. And similar person of Sri Lankan origin. It didn't, it still got the facial hair. So obviously the imagery is not working yet. But these days are numbered. They're going to nail it soon, right? They'll probably represent me exactly the way I am because it'll have data. So I'm just testing, as you can see. By the way, we had a board meeting. I took some notes, as you can see during the meeting. After the meeting came and said, please read the above and print it for me nicely. There you go. It printed it beautifully. Those boxes that you see there are some confidential stuff I didn't want to share. So that's why those boxes are there. But look at it, made my jobs and life so much easier. So guys, the format can be a table, a summary, bullet points, graphs, etc. By the way, I've run out of time. If you have to go, I really appreciate you attending, but if you can stay, that's great. If you're leaving, please tell us whether you got some value out of this. And if you have any feedback to give us, please do that as well. I said, give me the 5 best car loans in Australia for business in the form of a table. They gave it to me. So if you want to be featured in this stuff, you need to know how to use AI. So again, it's about you creating content on your websites that AI can find here, okay? All right, guys, there's not much more, but let me share the last couple of screens. Why is it not moving? Tones, it can be, give it to me in a confident tone, provide it to me in a professional tone, in a persuasive tone. Write this email to me, to this customer type in a persuasive tone. Write this blog for me in a persuasive tone, in a friendly tone, in a humorous way. Write this social media in a humorous way. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's what you need to know with ChatGPT. There are other tools, of course. This is Perplexity. It's primarily about search engine. It's like a search engine. It'll go and search like a search engine, but more powerfully. But it also provides references and, it's very good with, doing research, okay? Then this is Claude. Claude is also very good. Claude is another AI tool designed to provide straightforward answers, particularly good for its clarity when you're using, programming and technical writing, etc. Okay, so if you're more into technical tasks, this is better. I've used all these tools. But I still use ChatGPT the most. Perplexity is actually quite good. By the way, Perplexity gives us leads regularly. So we like it because it is search-like, it's an advanced search function, but they have limited, you can't use it too much because the limits are not as good as ChatGPT. All right, guys, I think most of you know how to do meeting stuff. You can take meeting notes using AI tools. You guys do this all the time. There are lots of threats and disadvantages of AI. I won't go through that today, but join us regularly for what we do here. Now, if you have any questions, ladies and gentlemen, go to the Q&A area and ask them. I see one there already. I'm going to answer that. Delighted to have you join us. Please do not go without giving us some feedback. Our teams love to get feedback on what we can do better, what better content we can create, if I can deliver it better, faster, etc. Please, every piece of feedback is valuable. But if you did like it, tell us that as well. Let me go to the Q&A and I'll answer the questions.